This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Reagan Subban, and in case you've been living under a rock, we've got a new Super Bowl champion, as the Seahawks blew out the Patriots 29-13 to earn their second title in franchise history. And while Kenneth Walker III was named Super Bowl MVP, thanks to his 135 rushing yard performance, we also need to put some respect on Sam Darnold's name. He didn't have any eye-popping stats, throwing for just 202 yards and 1 touchdown, but he finished the postseason with 0 turnovers and is the first QB from the star-studded 2018 draft class to host the Lombardi, doing so before MVPs like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And that wasn't something we could have expected coming into last night's game, as the Seahawks had 28 turnovers during the regular season, which was the second worst mark in the NFL. But they flipped the script and became the first Super Bowl champs without a turnover in an entire playoff run. However, the real story was Seattle's dominant defense leading the way, much like they did in their only other Super Bowl victory in the Legion of Boom. The dark side became the first defense since the 1974 Steel Curtain to hold an opponent scoreless through 3 quarters in a Super Bowl. On the other side of the coin, it was a devastating loss for the Pats, as they became the first team in NFL history to lose 6 Super Bowls. And while Drake May lost out on the regular season MVP award by the narrowest of margins, he didn't have nearly the type of performance that New England was hoping for from their new face of the franchise. When the lights were brightest, May couldn't meet the moment, throwing a career-worst 10 off-target passes, taking 6 sacks, and committing a career-worst 3 turnovers when pressured. And when May's final line didn't look as bad as it could have, after he added 235 passing yards during garbage time in the fourth, he had only managed 18 passing yards midway through the third quarter. And he ended up with the worst expected points added of any QB that started at least 3 games in a playoff run. And adding insult to injuries, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B apparently unfollowed each other on Instagram after the Pats' ugly loss. And remember, they just welcomed a baby boy together 3 months ago. I think this is a little too messy for a Monday morning. Over to the ice, where we are just a few days away from the start of men's hockey in the Winter Olympics. And for Team Canada, we have a first look at their line combinations. And oh man, are they interesting. Now, a lot of the talk has been about that top line, which features Connor McDavid alongside Macklin Celebrini and Tom Wilson, 2 guys that weren't on Canada's Four Nations roster just last year. But in fairness, both Celebrini and Wilson are having career years in the NHL, so them being up top shouldn't be too much of a surprise. What is a surprise, though, is Captain Sidney Crosby's spot in the lineup, as not only is he down on the third line, but he's also not playing with either Brad Marchand or Nathan MacKinnon. Sure, if there's a guy that can play anywhere in the lineup, it's Sid, but not playing with a fellow Nova Scotian just feels a little odd, especially when considering that him and Nathan MacKinnon literally opened the Four Nations face-off together on Canada's top line. It's not like it's a different coach running this team either, as John Cooper is behind the bench once again, but I guess he's seeing things more differently this time around. For what it's worth, Sid was still practicing on the top power play, which by the looks of it could be a dominant unit. But still, having your captain and maybe best international player down on the third line is certainly a choice. We'll get our first chance to see how those new line combinations look on Thursday when Canada opens their tournament against Czechia. You can catch it live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern and 7:30 a.m. Pacific on both TSN and CBC. Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
Super Bowl 60 is officially in the books. And while the winners and losers were determined on the field in Santa Clara, the real winners are us. Because the Super Bowl always leaves us with incredible content, be it the game action, the wild commercials, or the dazzling halftime shows. And our personal favorite aspect here at DSC has to be the memes that pour in during and after the game. So here's a look at some of our favorites from last night. As we mentioned, it was a brutal night for Drake May, and his first half struggles definitely hit NBA Twitter, drawing some parallels to a blunder from Chicago's newly acquired Jaden Ivey.
Ivey with the steal, going back the other way. Ivey's looking to sling a pass, and that puts too much heat on it for Simons. Brown slides on the deck to save it, being hassled by Okoro, who forces a jump ball.
Ivey that time looked like Nolan Ryan. He threw a fastball.
he kept crab, like kind of doing that crab step. Like watch it, like a shortstop.
What's this?
Just recoiling, ready to fling it.
It should have been a changeup, but he threw a fastball and hit it right.
The broadcasters were comparing it to baseball, but the caption we saw was Drake May in the Super Bowl. And that wasn't the only stray that May was catching. We had the classic JJ McCarthy meme, comparing May to the much maligned Vikings QB. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold had many skeptics and doubters heading into the postseason. but he silenced all of his critics with his mistake-free postseason run. And my personal favorite, explaining the human trees, from Bad Bunny's electric halftime performance, as part of Kawhi's allegedly fake endorsement deal with aspiration to plant trees that could still result in massive sanctions against him and the Clippers. I'm sorry, but these trees are the most wholesome thing I have ever seen. Also, how do you sign up to be a tree? Can I get paid to do that next year? Thank you so much. Canada got off to a great start today at the Winter Olympics, as Megan Oldham of Parry Sound, Ontario, captured the bronze medal in women's ski slopestyle for Canada's second medal at Milano Cortina 2026. And sticking with the Winter Olympics, the second of 3 Olympic quizzes are now live on the BarDown's YouTube channel.
Put that on a stamp and post it. Which player scored a gold medal winning shootout goal using a now eponymous move that became so celebrated, the image of it was made into a stamp?
What? Shootout winning gold medal goal?
I also said now eponymous.
What does that mean?
Which years was the gold medal game decided in shootout?
02 didn't end in a shootout. 06 didn't end in a shootout.
So not 2010, not 2014.
2018 and 2022, I don't remember a single thing about. So was it 98 that ended in a shootout?
I'm just trying to think of like things that I've seen a stamp though, and now I'm.
That's what we're going on here.
I'm
This guy's
stuck
like,
on
oh
stamps."
man, the last time I was in a post office, I don't remember saying that.
This has got to be Peter Forsberg.
I think it's Peter Forsberg with like the tuck or something he did. I don't know. I don't really know what you call it, but I think it's that.
It was Peter Forsberg who did the Forsberg in 1994 to help Sweden win the gold medal. He was there as a junior player, obviously, as you can tell from the 1994. And yeah, it was on a postage stamp.
Don't worry, Sam, your face in that video was my reaction the entire time, but great one. I'm here for the quizzes this Olympic season. Click the link to see how well you know your iconic Olympic hockey moments. That's all from me today. Marissa will be right back here tomorrow at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific. Have a good one.